Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video of Fox Flicks on Connie X. Today we're checking out a new what if of giving the Adventure 02 Digimon Dark DNA Digivolutions. Let's hop in and see these new monstrosities.
020202, my beloved Digimon season. But sometimes you have to kill your darlings. And while we've explored Dark Armor Digivolution, we've never thought, what if DNA Digivolution went wrong? What if Adventure 02's Digidestined all got infected by dark spores or something, and when they went to Jogress to DNA Digivolution, something went desperately awry. Just like Jeff Goldblum in the chamber with that fly. So welcome back, ghouls, ghosts, and creatures of the night, because
it's Karn's Spooktober Spectacular.
3. Let's continue on with this.
And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is once again Yahaha Studios. Yahaha is a brand new user-generated creation platform that lets you make 3D multiplayer interactive experiences. With Yahaha Studio, pretty much everyone can create and publish their own virtual experiences. And the great thing is you don't need any coding experience or server knowledge to make Yahaha Studios creations. Just use the components and smart assets that are already in Yahaha Studios and build your dream game. And Yahaha Studios supports multiplayer, so players can invite friends to hang out with them, but also meet new friends at any time in countless immersive 3D spaces and like-minded communities. So if this sounds interesting to you and you want to make your own game with no coding experience required, check out the description or my pinned comment to join Yahaha's early access completely for free. Huge shout out to Yahaha Studios for sponsoring this video and letting me pay the wonderful artists. And let's get to it. What is up, digital creatures? My name is Connie X, and welcome back to Karn's Spooktober Spectacular. And yes, today we're giving Dark DNA Digivolutions to the Adventure 02 partners. I've always been fascinated with Dark Digivolution and also pushing that envelope further, trying new types of Digivolution we haven't properly seen before. So I have teamed up with All Trade, Fuzzy Comics, and Dry to bring to life our very own Frankenstein's digital monsters. They're alive.
These guys are great artists.
In this case, I think the Dark DNA Digivolutions would be fed on some kind of negative emotion. Perhaps the 02 Digidestined get infected with dark spores, or reinfected, further infected in the case of Ken, which causes their negative emotions to flow forward. If the DNA Digivolutions in 02 are a sign of their bond, perhaps the gaps or insecurities in their friendships are what causes the negative energy to manifest into these new dark DNA forms. So beginning with Dry's take on a dark Gatomon and Aquilamon fusion, we have Hierarcho Sphinxmon. Coming from the Hierarcho Sphinx, a Greek and Egyptian mythological creature depicted as a lion with the head of a hawk. Dry said, considering how Sophimon's line explores both the humanoid and bird features of its Jogress halves, I thought it'd be a missed opportunity not to explore the feline and bestial features that were left behind in that DNA Digivolution. Hierarcho Sphinxmon is a powerful armored soldier and follower of Bastemon, and a descendant of ancient Sphinxmon, the warrior of darkness. Stoic but ruthless, it strikes to kill with a single slash. Then Fuzzy designed our Andromon and Ankylomon Dark DNA Digivolution. Of course, many would say that Shakuamon is a failed DNA Digivolution of Andromon and Ankylomon, but I say don't be mean to him. I would never say something like that. So Fuzzy took the Dogu inspirations and twisted it to darkness to create Skull Dogumon. This twisted DNA Digivolution has corrupted angel wings. Fuzzy said he wanted to keep the feathered wings as a more direct callback to Andromon, and also because Dark Evolutions always go for bat wings, so this makes things a bit different. Skull Dogumon swings a flail inspired by Ankylomon's tail alongside its evil incense burner, which ties into Andromon, and specifically the sort of Christianity links Andromon has, but specifically Fuzzy based this on the Catholic censer, a type of incense or perfume burner. Skull Dogumon is a vessel for punishment.
Speaking of the incense, do y'all remember that story about the altar boys that were like kicked out of the church for putting weed into the incense burning and got everyone just super really high during one of the meetings? I forget what they're called, but look up that story if you haven't heard of it. It's like altar boys fired from church for getting high, or making church high, or something like that. It's funny, it's a good read, you'll laugh.
that flies across the dark area to catch wayward Digimon, knock them out with its demon incense, and take them away to deliver penance with its flail of sin upon its victim. And then...
That was interesting. Oh. And we're back. Sorry about that.
Then has to be our XVmon and Stingmon fusion. Now, you'll know for a while I have thought that Dino Beamon would be a great fit for this kind of thing, however its lore doesn't really support that. And while I still think that Dino Beamon could work here, perhaps we could use it for a video that's less like evil and more about swapping the dominant partner in each DNA Digivolution. That could be a fun custom art, maybe a short. The artists and I agreed it made most sense to also create a true Dark DNA Digivolution for XVmon and Stingmon. And so, All Trade bought Bombadramon into the world. Bombadramon takes its name from All Trade's starting point, the Bombardier beetle. The closest thing to a proper dragon bug we have left in nature, as Paildramon is heavily associated with the other notable dragon bug, dragonflies. The lack of wings was initially due to them feeling out of place in the design, and All Trade wanting to differentiate from Dino Beamon and Paildramon. Quote, but as I went on, it occurred to me that Dark Digivolution often involves being enslaved by rage and chaos. Wings are a symbol of freedom, so no wings. All Trade also felt that Paildramon was supposed to evoke feelings of Omnimon due to their similar yet distinct head designs. So to flip that on its head, All Trade took inspiration from Armageddonmon for the head and Diaboramon for the hair, which I think came together beautifully. Bombadramon is a Digimon that has lost its mind to the darkness, attacking friend and foe indiscriminately with its scathing stinger, to fling a horrifically painful acidic substance from its tail before consuming them with its grotesque mouth. Okay, here's the twist. You're probably thinking, where are the Megas at? Well, we figured yes, Paildramon does become Imperialdramon, so probably all of these Dark DNA Digivolutions we could give Mega forms too, kind of like how we have Valkyrymon and Clavis Angemon acting as the Megas for Shakuamon and Sylphimon. But just one each though, Daddy's wallet is hurting. We're not doing mode changes or paladin modes for this video, sorry, maybe next time. And hey, I know the artist community loves making fun out of these videos and stuff, so if you did want to do a mode change or a different version or a paladin mode of any of these, show me on Twitter at Khan_EX. But the twist that I mentioned is that we rotated the board and swapped each of the artists for the mega stage. We also tried to keep the information that each artist gave to the following artist as minimal as possible, in a sort of way that a new Digimon designer might create an evolution for a past Digimon. Some of the tenets are there, some of the core information is there, and of course the artist could see the ultimate stage, but we just thought it'd be fun to shake things up like that, as it is something that Digimon does quite often. One Digimon's evolution, years down the line, being drawn by a different artist. So we now move to Hyrule Sphinxmon's Twisted Mega, who Dry passed over to All Trade, who designed Apepmon. All Trade wanted to keep exploring the Egyptian themes of Hyrule Sphinxmon, but felt this was a good opportunity to illustrate the freeness of Digivolution, of how the influx of data or changing of a Digimon can radically overhaul its form. And so, taking inspiration from the Egyptian god Apep, the ancient Egyptian spirit of evil, darkness, and destruction, and the arch enemy of the sun god Ra, All Trade saw the opportunity in a Snake Mega to make reference to how Anguwamon can become Magnadramon, which has a long swirling body not dissimilar to a snake. All Trade said, as there is no Ramon yet, Apepmon is a convoy of chaos and darkness hell-bent on consuming the light. The sun in its neck with the crest of courage embossed onto it is the data of everything it has consumed. Apepmon is an unstoppable force held back from destroying everything through the efforts of other Digimon, and specifically contending often with Bastemon. Even though it was initially wounded and put down by a Digimon with the strength of the sun itself, ever since the beast's ceaseless lust for chaos led to a nightly battle to keep its weakened form at bay. And then Fuzzy handed over Skuldogumon to Dry, who corrupted it further into Haniwamon, which gets its name from Haniwa, terracotta figures from Japanese prehistory, much like the Shikoki Dogu that inspired Shakuamon. These figures were used in funerary rituals and depicted many aspects of people's lives, the figure of the soldier being one of the most well-known ones. Dry gave Haniwamon the lore that it is born from the spirit of Skuldogumon, possessing an ancient clay figure. This figure depicted an ancient warrior, perhaps the predecessor of Digimon like Kazuchimon, and as such, Haniwamon sports godlike combat abilities and a fierce intolerance to the weak. And finally is our Dark Imperialdramon equivalent, the further twisted evolution of Bombadramon, which All Trade entrusted to Fuzzy, and that is Dictadramon. Of course, getting its name from the word dictator, a ruler with total power over a country, typically one who has obtained that control by force. Which, let's be honest, Imperialdramon getting its name from Imperial isn't morally much better than that, but it works for this context. And of course, Dictadramon means that it is still Dramon species. Fuzzy took Bombadramon and cranked him up to 11, adding elements familiar from Grand Kuwagamon and naturally Imperialdramon. This is just a disgustingly awesome mega form to build on top of Bombadramon. I also like that the headpiece kind of looks like Lord Zed, love that. Dictadramon has controlled its mind, but not its rage. This is a scourge of the digital world, with the intent only to kill all Digimon that it deems beneath it. And that includes everything from Mushmon to the great Digimon sovereigns. It generates extreme power and can wipe out hundreds of Digimon in its path with ease, using its withered incineration attack, but picks victims it particularly wants to punish by dragging them back to its cave with its huge claw-like tail. And that's it! Here are all our Dark DNA Digivolutions for the Adventure 02 gang. Look at all these twisted beasties. I think the artist did a wonderful job. Huge shoutouts to Dry, Fuzzy, and Alltrade for making this possible. Go follow them on Twitter right now! And huge shout out to my sovereigns.
Well, folks, that's where we're going to end off today's video. I want you all to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do, and I'll see all you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.